everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am live on Mighty Networks, but I am recording this for YouTube. So for those of you on YouTube, hi, my name's Lauren. I'm the Lolo behind Lolodidit, a hand-dyed yarn business in Central Kentucky. And I have two major announcements going on today. So I thought I'd come to you and share this. It's so much fun. Hi to everybody. So lately I have had a little bit of trouble with microphones, but I think I've got everything going correctly on Mighty Networks to go live again. I haven't gone live on Mighty Networks in like maybe 2 months because I was having some technical difficulties, which is what prompted me to start going back on YouTube. So I don't think this is really a bad thing. So hopefully recording this and then sending it over to YouTube will work out awesome. So the first thing that I have to announce is we have our new wildflowers collection that came out today. I actually just got done putting it on the shop. This is being recorded on Thursday afternoon. So this just got done putting on the shop. This is a 16 colorway collection, which is the biggest collection that I've ever done ever of all time. I guess it doesn't if you count the advents. So, okay, fine. Advents were bigger, but 16 skeins to release all at the same time is a lot of colors. And so I thought I would show you these. I spent a lot of time trying to come up with the perfect names for these. And finally, I enlisted my mom, who is a green thumb. And she has the most beautiful garden of anyone, just amazing gardener. And so I was like, Mom, you have to help me with some names. So I asked her to help me, and she finally was like able to bring a few things together, because what I was doing with this wildflower collection is I started dyeing colors as I was inspired by the seeds that I was purchasing for our farm. So for those of you who don't know, we own a farm here in Central Kentucky, and we have, I think it's 36 sheep, and 26 of them are about to have babies in the next 4 weeks. So that's pretty cool. So we have this farm. It's amazing. And I had a lot of spots that the previous owners of this farm did a lot of landscaping. And it's fantastic, except I cannot keep up with that. I own a small business, and we own a farm, and we're really involved in our community too. And I was like, there is no way. So luckily, or I guess unfortunately, I don't know how to, I'm going to say luckily, last year we had this really crazy freeze, and a lot of the plants that we had, the landscaping that we had, died. And last summer it just never came back. Through the fall it never came back, and then this spring it didn't come back. And so we decided to pull a lot of it out, and this is a huge blessing. So what I did is I bought 50 pounds, I think it's 50 pounds of wildflower seeds, of all different kinds of seeds, and I'm planting those, currently sowing them. I have been sowing them for a while into all of these spaces that had cultivated landscaping, and I just need something that's more Lauren. So I bought all perennial wildflowers, and that's what this collection is inspired by, and it's fantastic. So I had been dyeing these a little at a time, and it just kind of grew and grew and became really exciting. I was like, I have to make this an entire collection. And the first one that inspired the whole collection was Big Papa Poppies, and that is this one here. So pretty, Big Papa Poppies, and it has tons of speckles. Like if we pull apart the skein, tons of speckles on the inside, and all 16 of the colors go together. So you can mix and match them however you want, but this was the number one inspiration for it. And then all of the rest kind of built out from here. So I'll show you all of the signature colorways first. These are all of my speckled. Whoops, I dropped some. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, so I'll go through the names and hopefully you all like them. I got a kick out of it. I was laughing so hard. My mom was laughing so hard. She called her cousin. They were laughing about it. So hopefully you guys like these names because we really enjoyed naming them. This is Big Papa Poppies. This is Hannah Lantana, because we might as well. Someone needs to make a granny square style blanket with all the colors, what Jenny said. Yes. Yes, please make a granny square style blanket with these. With 16 colors, you can't go wrong. So this one's Hannah Lantana, and this is a gold yellow. It is gorgeously gold yellow. It's not like Bumble, which is a yellow, like that's true yellow. And it's not like Sweetness, which is orange. This is like golden yellow. Hannah Lantana. The Big Papa Poppies, this is orangey red. Like it is just as bright on the photos. If you take a look at the photos on my website, it is bright orangey red. And there is no tone like this on our shop that we've had before. This one is Mountain Laurel High. So Mountain Laurel High. I had to go for John Denver, right? And this is a beautiful pink coral color with all of the speckles. Oh my goodness. So pretty. This one is Echinacea Iglesias. I actually didn't realize until moving to Kentucky how beautiful echinacea is. I love this flower, love this color. Deb said, love that coral and John Denver. Me too. I know, I can't help myself. So if you're liking the John Denver vibes, this is Mountain Laurel High. And then if you like the Latin moves, Echinacea Iglesias is for you. So this one is awesome. I love it. So pretty. This one is makes my literary heartbeat. If you guys do not know, I read so many books and I usually stick to like really long classic literature. That's my thing. Depressing is what a lot of people say in my book club that I like. This is For Whom the Bluebells Toll. And this is a true like bluebells. If you have those in your yard, this is that color. It's so, so pretty with the poppy red and the hot pink in there. Really lovely. These will knit up variegated. If you have knit with our colors Joy or Elf, which are like really popular for Christmas, many of you probably have it in your stash. If you've knit with those, they will knit up similarly to that. So like the main color in this would be blue, but then you'll see bright pops of the pinks and reds and then a little bit of white in there. So it will be evenly variegated. It's really, really pretty. Oh, my favorite name ever. And I did laugh so hard, I cried when I named this one. This is I Don't Give a Phlox. And phlox are so pretty. They like fall out of the barrel and so lovely. And this is right, Jenny. I know I need it too. This is it. I don't give a phlox. We need this in our lives. So this is a really bright aqua blue, like a bright, rich aqua blue with some really pretty green and red and pink speckles in there. Need. This is Happy as a Larkspur. And larkspur is just another beautiful wildflower. So pretty. I know this green. I've never done a green quite like this, but it's really dark and rich. And then with all of these speckles, oh, love it. Reminds you of hummingbirds. Yes, Jenny, hummingbirds. Totally. So that's Happy as a Larkspur. And then what's this last one? Oh, yes. My friends, my weekend loving friends. This is the Cosmos Martini. So Cosmos Martini is our bright, it is like rich fuchsia pink. So that is all 8 of the signature colors. And like I said, they all mix and match together. So you can combine them, you can fade them, you can put them all in a project together or separate projects. So they work really, really well together. I'm going to put those down there. I just dropped all my yarn. And then I have all of our tonal colors. So let me grab those. I should have like thought this out and like got all of the yarn out of the bin before I started this, but you know, we're live. All right. So I've got 8 tonal colors and they all match perfectly with the speckles. They're just so beautiful. So you've got the fuchsias and the coral colors and the gold and all of that. Jenny said organization is overrated. I totally agree, Jenny. If you see what's going on over here, you would be like, yeah, you're right. So this one is Princess Dianthus. And Princess Di is like my mom's favorite. I remember she got us up in to watch all of these royal things going on the TV. So she'd wake us up like really early in the morning to watch this stuff on TV. It was really funny. It's very enthusiastic. Good Morning Glory is a bright blue. This is not like royal. It's not like Pride and Joy. It's totally different tone. So if you guys are comparing these to things that you have in your stash, they are different. So they do not match the things that you have in your stash. They match these speckled colorways, which is fantastic. Then, oh, the blue gorgeousness, Jenny said. This one is Green Wizard, and I encourage you to look up, Google Green Wizard flower. It is so stunning. I've never seen them in real life, but I did buy a packet of seeds. I don't know if they'll grow here, but it's really lovely. Yes, this green is to die for. Build Me a Buttercup. You knew I had to do it. This is our yellow gold color. So happy and pretty. This is early star drifting into space. So that early star drifter flower is this beautiful blue turquoise. It's really lovely. Coral of the Bells. If you wanted to get started on Christmas colors, Coral of the Bells is perfect for you. And you guys know, if you guys have been following me for a while, I'm a big peachy pinky corally girl. So as soon as this came out of the dye pods, Courtney was like, Lauren, you need a sweater out of that. I was like, I know, I do. So this is Coral of the Bells. This is not a wallflower. And in the photo that I have, it's showing up very orange, but this is like a very red orange, like poppies. So if you think poppies, that's what it's going to look like. The photo, it does not quite capture the right tone. It's a little bit more on the red side than the orange side. I mean, by a shade. It's not like crazy off, but it is a little bit more on the red side. And then this is I May Live Under a Rock. I couldn't help myself. This is a gorgeous, rich, coppery brown. So beautiful. And it is fantastic. So I love these types of earthy, rich tones. So pretty. So that is all 8 of our tonal colors. So now that I have myself in the face. So all of these are available on our shop now. You can get them as the 16 skein collection, which is discounted for the next 2 weeks. So just for the next 2 weeks, the 16 skein collection is discounted. Or you can get the 8 skein tonal collection or the 8 skein signature collection for the next 2 weeks. And those are discounted, not as much as the 16 skein collection, but they are discounted, and it's wonderful. They will go with everything. Jenny said, there goes my paycheck. Jenny, you're the only one talking. Where is everybody else? There are plenty of people in here who are not chatting with me. So this week we are, oh, Jenny said she's avoiding work. Me too. That's why I'm showing off pretty colors. So this week we are releasing them as an entire collection, as the 16 skein and the 2 8 skein collections. Next week, I will be releasing all of these as little low collections. So I will have all of these. Let me see if I can get all these in my hand. All of these available on mini skeins. Our mini skeins are in our original yarn base, which is fingering weight, or our USA DK yarn base, which is DK. And our mini skeins, the fingering weight ones, are 1 ounce. So they're 28 grams. Most of you guys get 20 grams. Someone in my chat thread recently pointed that out, that I should tell people. So they are 28 grams. They're very generously skeined. And our USA DK, I can't remember the weight off the top of my head, but they are 95 yards. I can't remember the weight off the top of my head. It's okay. So they are also generously skeined. So they are all fantastic. They work with all your projects, and you've got a little bit more yardage to get you further. Especially for those DK ones, you can go a little bit further with those when they're 95 skeins. So 95 grams. So they are fantastic. So the mini skeins will come out next week, along with sock sets and some 3 and 4 skein kits that I'm going to be putting together with some inspiration. And if you do want inspiration for these colors, Telly B Knits just came out with her latest pattern, which uses 12 mini skeins and 1 full skein of fingering weight, that is called Rainbow Bouquet. And it is a sideways, literally rainbow bouquet. And I thought, as soon as she emailed me this, I was like, it is too bad you are releasing this 1 week before this collection comes out, because I think that would be fantastic. So if you want some inspiration for these, that is a great little shawl to take a look at. So Megan said, I'm in the car pickup line listening and knitting. Yay! Deb said, I'm contemplating my next purchase. Yes, definitely think about it. Those collections are on the shop now. So if you're watching this when it's recording live on Mighty Networks in our community, then go get it, because that's available right now. You can see it, you can get it. And then if you are watching this on YouTube, it's been live for quite a few hours now, so don't miss out. We did a lot of dyeing ahead of time. So even though the listing says May 10th, we will ship them as soon as we have them available. If we have them available and ready to ship, we're going to ship them. And if we don't have them ready to ship and we dye them for you, then we will dye them. The latest they will ship is May 10th. So we'll just try to get them out as quickly as possible. Normally our turnaround time is around a week and a half. And so we're going to just push as much as we possibly can and make sure that we ship them as fast as possible. But I wanted to give myself a little bit of wiggle room on the May 10th, just in case everybody orders all 16 skeins. I wanted to make sure that we've got this going. So that is what the plan is. Then after these 2 weeks that we're releasing the full kits, and then the mini skein kits are next week, and the sock sets and those types of things, the other kits. Then I'll start releasing them 2 colors at a time, just like I normally do. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but over the past, 8 months, 10 months, I've been releasing 2 colorways every week and then retiring 2 colors every week. So we'll just have a rolling release. So if you want to get these ones individually, some of your favorites, like I Don't Give a Flux, you can get those on the week that they release. And you can get that individually along with a tonal color. I'll release that at the same time. So I'll mix and match the tonals and the signatures and release 2 at a time. And that's when you can get the single skeins or the single color multiples of that. So single large skeins will be available next week. No. So single large skeins will be available as they come out. And if you are in the Mighty Networks community, which you are, Deb, because you're watching this live, but if you guys aren't, who are watching this on YouTube, if you join our Mighty Networks community, which is lolodidit.mn.co, I will have an entire events page. So all of the calendar of releases is always in Mighty Networks as I get it. I mean, I don't have I'm not 2 months in advance. As I know what my schedule of releases will be, then I post them. So I will post that in Mighty Networks in the next day or two. I will make sure to have the entire schedule up. I'm just waiting on one collaboration to get back to me on a finalization of dates before I make it final. But yes, you will see that, Deb. You guys will see the calendar on Mighty Networks. Mighty Networks so my community is open to anyone who is a Lolodidit.com customer. It's free for any Lolodidit.com customer. If you are a Plus member, this is where I'm going live. I'm going live in our Plus membership. If you're a Plus member, then that is $9.99 a month or $99 a year. And you get a lot more. We have knit-alongs going on and book clubs, Zooms. I go live. You have the only access to our one-of-a-kind colors and early access to a lot of stuff. I usually announce stuff in our Plus membership early, and coupons and flash sales and all sorts of stuff. So if you're interested in that, it's really fun. We have sections for sock resources and sweater resources. We help each other out with our knitting problems. We suggest colors to each other when we're trying to create combinations. And the Plus membership, unlike the free community, the free community is lolodidit.com customers only, and it's Lolodidit yarn only. But the Plus membership is any yarn that you want to knit with, which is also nice. So you can participate in it without having to have a huge Lolo stash, which is really awesome. So pretty fun. So that's what's happening in the next couple of weeks. These are so fun. I hope you love these colors. I am enjoying them. I can't wait to cast on. But I had a couple of projects that I was doing before I could cast on. So let me share with you my second announcement. My first announcement was the Wildflower collection, which is available now. My second announcement is that our sheep to skein project is finally coming to completion. So we sheared our sheep in 2022. We had Rambouillet sheep and Tunis sheep. Now, currently in 2024, we only have Tunis sheep. We only did a trial run of Rambouillet, and that did not work out for us. But the Tunis sheep we have kept through this whole time. So our 2022 shearing, we got back from the producer in December. And then we now have our yarn. And I have just been basically procrastinating to get this available to you. But if you are a Plus member of our Mighty Networks community, you have first dibs on our Farm to Skein project. But if you're not a Plus member, you want to hear about it, by all means, stick around and stay. It's been really fun to go through, and we have a lot of skeins. So I don't think that anybody's going to be left out on getting it. And if we don't sell out in our Plus community, then I'll make it available to our regular Mighty Networks community. If we don't sell out there, then I'll put it on our website for anybody to get. So it might benefit you to stick around and learn a little bit more. So we have half of our skeins that we have are Rambouillet, and half of the skeins are Tunis, and they turned out really beautiful. This is one of the skeins of Tunis, although the Rambouillet looks exactly the same if I were to show you a picture of it. It is a 2-ply, and I just got done finishing my swatch for this. And I have to tell you that I was hesitant about the Tunis yarn because it is a medium grade wool. So this is not a fine wool like merino. It is medium grade, and I am pleasantly surprised with the hand of this, how it feels and how it behaves. I just am really pleasantly surprised. So I would say it feels similar to a BFL tweed, or tweed, not tweed, to a BFL yarn. So it feels like it's a little toothy. It's more of a medium grade wool, but it is a hard working yarn, and it's still soft, like soft next to skin. As I was knitting this, every couple rows, I would turn to my husband and be like, I am really happy with this yarn. I'm really pleased with how the yarn feels, like the fibers feel. I was pleased with how it knit up. And I was like, I wasn't going to knit a whole sweater in it, but now I think I'm going to, because how happy I was with how it was swatching up. So let me show you the swatch. This is, I did this on a size 6 needle, and I was gauge swatching because I wasn't sure what this turned out to be. I requested a sport weight from the producer, but what I got, I was guessing is more like a DK weight. So during all of our Zooms, and when I was talking to our Plus members and customers and things like that, when people were asking me, I was saying, I'm guessing this is a DK weight, but I finally did the measurements. So I got 14 wraps per inch after washing. It did bloom really beautifully after washing. So I got 14 wraps per inch, which is approximately a DK weight. That is a strong DK, okay? It's not a light DK, it's a strong DK. But then I swatched it. And so when I swatched it before blocking, I was getting 20 stitches per 4 inches. But after blocking, I got 18 stitches per 4 inches. So that is a worsted weight on size 6 needles. So I am currently, I cast on like maybe an hour ago, but of course I was doing listings for the Wildflower collection. But I cast on a size 7 needle, and I'm going to also give you the details on my before blocking swatch and after blocking swatch, just so you get an idea. I'm usually pretty spot on, like with commercial yarns. If they say knit with this needle and you get this gauge, usually my knitting is pretty darn close to that. I'm usually spot on with those. So just to give you an idea, like I'm not a loose knitter, I'm not a tight knitter, unless I'm watching action movies, then I'm a very tight knitter. I try not to knit while watching action movies. But so I'm a pretty like in like the middle of the road regular knitter, and that's where I'm coming out with. So I'm going to tell you to think about this project as a heavy DK or a worsted weight yarn. Take a look at the swatches. I will update that swatch information as soon as I'm finished with this. And this information will be in our Plus members Mighty Network after I'm done with this video. So I will post all of that. And so what we're doing is I am can't use that word because we're knitters. I am trying to find out how many people actually want how many skeins of which yarn that I have. So whether it's Tunis or Rambouillet. So I'm going to put a form on our Plus members community asking you how much yarn you want. And that I want you to be totally honest. If you're like, I want to knit a whole sweater, like tell me how many skeins you want. And if you're like, I want to knit a hat, tell me that you want one skein. You know, it's no big deal. I think we have plenty to go around. I think we'll probably have excess for people who are not our Plus members. So be honest. Tell me what you want. Now that I have swatched this and found out that I actually really like it, I am probably going to knit an entire sweater out of this. So I hope that some of you guys want to do that too. It's really cool to knit with yarn produced by somebody that you actually know. Like you guys, many of you were part of my Little Lamb Club last summer, and you even know the names of my sheep. Like that's really cool. So I just think that this is like a unique experience. It's something that doesn't happen every day, that you get to like know who these sheep are, know the people who are taking care of them, know how they're cared for, and then you get the wool and you can make a project like that. Just blows my mind. That is so cool. So I've been wanting to do something that's really, really special, that's like an heirloom project that I'll want to keep forever and ever. And my husband was like, you keep on commenting on how much you love the wool and you like knitting with it. And he's like, just do a sweater. You will be so happy. And it's your favorite thing to wear. You love wearing sweaters. You love knitting sweaters. You should do that. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Pulling the trigger. So this is really, really lovely. So the size 6 needles got me a, it is a pretty tight fabric. I would say that normally my sweaters have just a little bit looser fabric with like a lighter drape. So that's another reason why I'm swatching on a size 7, just to see how that turns out and if I like the fabric or not. And remember, this is non-superwash wool. So as you wear it over time, those stitches will kind of bind together and create a really lovely, like, natural weather barrier. So just like it does for the sheep. So it will be naturally water resistant, naturally fire resistant, naturally antibacterial. So not stinky. It's just so lovely. It's so good for our environment to use natural fibers. I am definitely a slow fashion kind of person. I really like thinking about where my clothes come from, and then knitting something like this that you know where it comes from is so cool. I know, I keep on digressing about how cool I think it is. So the other thing that I want to let you know is that we will dye these for you. So I will dye them in any tonal color that you want. Since I'm releasing these at the same time that I release the Wildflowers collection, the answer is yes, you can choose a wildflower tonal if you want to. AKA that coral of the bells. That is so pretty, coral. Oh my gosh. So I do have that. The lanolin content is a little bit higher than it is on our commercial yarn. So I think that it will take the dye a little bit lighter. Think like Cozy Sport. If you got, or Lolodidit, if you have those in your stash of our yarn bases, they do take the dye a little bit lighter. So just be aware of that. Like, no, the color that you're looking at on my website, it's going to be lighter on a non-superwash wool. And then, of course, our wool doesn't have any chemical processing, so that the follicles of the hair is intact. So just like if we dyed our own hair, if you wanted to dye, like my hair would need to be stripped before dyeing it like a bright electric purple, because it just wouldn't take the dye as deeply. And that is exactly the same for wool. Clarissa said she's so excited, and Jenny gave me heart eyes. Thank you. So just keep that in mind. If you wanted to knit this with the naked color, so like undyed, I call it naked on our website, but it's undyed. It is slightly creamier color than the naked wool that we have been selling on my website for years. So if you have any naked yarn in your stash, that sounds really funny. If you have any naked yarn in your stash that is my brand, and you see that it's pretty bright, this is a little bit creamier, a little bit richer of a tone of the creaminess of that naked color. So it will look really, really pretty, just natural. So just something to think about. But you just tell me what color you want it in, and we will dye it whatever color you want, as long as it's a tonal or sophisticated tonal or barely there. Now, the barely there, the speckles on a non-superwash are not as sharp as the speckles on a superwash yarn. So if you're getting a barely there tonal, it will look more splotchy than crisp. So just, again, these are all differences between superwash and non-superwash. I've said it before on different podcasts and different Zooms or anything. If you guys join me for those stuff, I've said it before about non-superwash, but I'm reminding you again for this yarn in particular. Let me see. So all of the pictures that I will put in the post are all on the yarn that I already washed and it already bloomed. So I'm not sharing with you photos of like limp yarn directly from the mill. You guys might not even know that yarn that comes from the mill kind of looks like squished and limp and kind of not pretty, and we pretty it up. So we dye it and then we wash it and then we recondition it in eucalyptus so that it is fluffy when you get it, and that gives you a nice hand. It feels really good when you're knitting with it, and then you also, like, when you're knitting with, you know what it's going to look like, instead of like swatching on this like limp yarn and then all of a sudden your swatch like blooms like so much. So I don't want you to have that experience. So we wash everything first. So even if you get the naked, we will wash it and condition it with eucalyptus before you get it in your hands. So all the photos that I have are on already washed yarn. The vegetable matter. This was a question I was just talking to one of our Plus members about vegetable matter, or VM, in like farm to skein yarn. And I wanted to share with you, yes, there's a little bit of vegetable matter in this yarn. It's once in a blue moon though. So I did not pick out any vegetable matter on purpose. So normally I would just like pick out the little piece of hay and while I'm knitting, but I did not pick out any on this swatch, and the photo is way better. But you can see like 4 specks in here, and the specks are minuscule. So this is what it looks like without even picking out the vegetable matter. So I thought that was pretty clean. So it turned out pretty good. So yeah, you couldn't even see it on the video, I don't think, but you'll be able to see it on the photos. When I post the photos, you'll see like 4 little tiny specks, and that's about it. So that's pretty good, and that looks great. And that's just the nature of, I don't coat my sheep, so I don't put on jackets so that they don't get hay in their wool. They're natural and free sheep, and so we have a little bit in there, but it's not too bad. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. Our goal would be to check out for your yarn. So fill out your Google form. Let me know if you want it. And if you do, and I have plenty, then I'm just going to put up a listing and you guys can get what you want. If I don't have plenty, and for some reason we sell more than, like, you guys express that you want more than what we actually have, then I'll do a lottery system and make sure that it's fair. I also have a section in the Google form to tell me what your second choice is. Like, if you can't get what you want, this would be my second preference, just to go down the line. Although, like I said, we have plenty of yarn. I do not think that we're going to run into an issue. So be honest and tell me exactly what you want. So my goal is to have either you invoiced and purchased, or you just check out in a listing by May 13th, and we'll ship them by the end of May. So that's the goal. I don't know if that'll happen, but that is my idea of what will happen. We will be at the Kentucky Sheep and Fiber Festival that's in Lexington at Masterson Station on May 18th and 19th. So you can see us there. So we do have a show in there, but I still think that we'll be able to accomplish it. If for some reason we have extra skeins after our Mighty Networks Plus members, and if we have any extras after that, our Mighty Networks community and things like that, then I will bring them to the show, and I'll also put them on the website. So you don't have to worry like about that. But I have a feeling amongst the Plus members, we're going to come pretty close. So we won't have that many for the community, the general like free community. Let's see. What else did I want to say? I think that's everything. Did you guys have any questions about our farm to skein? So while I'm waiting for people to chat me, I have a farm announcement. We just finished fencing our back 6 acres. So we had 4 acres up front, and 3 very small pastures next to our barn that we have been rotating. It's very difficult to rotate sheep when you have very tiny pastures and one really big one. So we had been saving up all year for about a year and a half to try to get our backfield fence so that we could actually use it this summer. And it is officially fenced in as of yesterday, which is so cool. I'm so thankful for that. So we are going to be moving our bees into one of our front fields that we have that is not fenced for sheep. And then once we move our bees, we'll be free to move our sheep. So that is pretty cool. So we're very, very excited about it. And we're so thankful that the fence people got that done about a month before our lambing season. So that should give the girls really great nutrition for the next month. And also our front pasture, which is the one that we want to lamb on because we can see them from like all of our windows. That should give that field a really wonderful rest for a month before they start lambing. So that is very exciting. We should be lambing at the end of May. And yes, I promise that I will share all of the cute pictures. The ram this year was a Rommeldale CVM ram, which is a finer wool than Tunis, straight Tunis. All of our girls are registered straight Tunis. But we decided to work with one of our neighbors to get a Rommeldale in there. Firstly, because of so many things, logistics and not having enough pasture fenced in and so many things that happened over the course of last year. And then the other reason is because I kind of wanted to try to mix them with a finer quality wool and see what happened. So they should be really cute. Tunis are born rust colored and Rommeldale CVN are born all different colors. And so I'm really excited to see what they look like. They should be really cute. So I didn't get any questions at all about our Farm to Skein project or our wildflower collection. So go get the wildflower collection. If you are a Plus member, go fill out your Google form. I'll be posting it in the next hour or so. And then if you're on YouTube and you liked this, thumbs up, subscribe, all of the things. I would love to see your comments or tell me what you think below or any other content that you would like to see from me. And I thank you all so, so much. I can't wait to see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.